Have you ever had a fully booked week and still felt behind? It's not a matter of what you're doing. It's a matter in which you are positioning yourself. Today, we're really going to start to break apart how you have to start to think of yourself as a CEO rather than an operator within your business.
Here's the cold hard truth. Being busy isn't strategic. It's being an operator within your business. And that's a problem because when you are an operator, you're just clicking off tasks, doing your to-dos, answering emails, correcting content that needs to be fixed. You're not actually doing the big things in your business that are going to bring in revenue. And they end up giving you those dopamine hits because you're getting things done and you feel productive because your to-do list is getting checked off. But when it's simply tasks within your business, again, you're the operator, not the CEO. And we need to make that shift. And we're going to do that today.
As an operator, you often make reactive decisions within your business. And this is a problem because as we have a tendency to possibly see revenue dip, we end up pivoting and changing what we think we should be doing. We go away from the tasks that we had actually laid out for ourselves that were going to result in completing a project so that we could actually hit a 90-day goal. Now, this ends up being a continuous process where we see that revenue dip, we start doing totally new tasks, we start chasing trends or shiny objects that we see others doing and think that we have to do as well. And because of that, we end up feeling overwhelmed and burnt out. We don't actually feel like we're making progress because we're really just running our business like an operator whose hair's on fire.
Here's the major difference that we see. Actual business owners, CEOs, run their business in quarters, in 90 days. Now I say quarters. That doesn't mean that you have to stick to exactly January 1st to the end of March to be in quarter one. Anything where you can pick your 90 days where you want it to start. That is how a CEO will look at their business. Because when you do things in quarters, you have to stick to the tasks and projects that you actually outlined in order to hit those goals. There's no more shifting and chasing trends and starting to think that because someone else is doing something, you have to do it. You actually have to stay within those projects and tasks to see it through, to see if it's actually making a difference in your business. When we instead act like operators and end up pivoting mid-quarter, we never actually give the things that we had laid out for ourselves a chance to see if they're actually working. And we don't have any metrics, therefore, to actually determine if it was warranted or not. So in order to start thinking like the CEO that you are, you have to start sticking to your 90 days. Look at it as that quarter long of sticking to the tasks and projects that you laid out for yourselves in order to hit those 90-day goals. You are going to see that you are going to feel less overwhelmed, less burnt out, and more like you're actually on a path to profit because you're going to be able to measure whether or not the things that you are doing are impacting your profit, which is going to be key in order to run your business like a CEO.
Now, in order to do this, you have to set up a 90-day lens for yourself. You need to focus on one revenue driving goal. Now, when you're looking at this, not only are you making sure that it is a revenue driving goal, but you're also making sure that the focus is on strategies that are going to increase the revenue. You're making sure that your time is focused on creating content that is going to end up resulting in that revenue. And you're making sure that the products that you are promoting are in line with that revenue. This is so important because if you've taken my 90-day plan program, you know that I talk about you can choose 2 to 3 goals. Well, now I'm telling you, I want you to have a 90-day lens where one of those goals is on revenue. And this can be on a specific product or service that you offer. It can be on overall revenue, but it needs to be based one goal on revenue, which means that your other goals need to be on other ideas within your business, whether it is visibility, whether it is the marketing piece, or whether it is just making sure that you have time for yourself. You need to make sure that you start approaching this with a 90-day lens so that you can actually measure the benefits of what you are doing and not feeling like you're always stopping and starting and never getting to the end. Having that 90-day lens is going to give you the clear focus that you need to make sure that the time and energy you are putting into your business is focused on the right tasks and projects because you've laid this out ahead of time.
I want you to ask yourself, are you building momentum or reacting? Are you actually executing or just willy-nilly deciding on a new task to complete? And then are you measuring effort or outcomes? This is going to be so important when you are looking at determining whether or not you are sticking to your 90-day goals and staying within that lens so that you are not acting like an operator within your business, just staying busy. Instead, you are looking at it as a CEO, managing the tasks and projects that you need to in order to hit the goal that you have set for yourself. So I want you to be able to put this in place. Now, if you haven't already taken my 90-day plan program, I would highly recommend that you do so. It is going to give you a strategic plan step by step in order to set up your 90-day goals. And here's the great part. You don't need to start at the beginning of a quarter. You can start at any point. You want to make sure, though, you are sticking to your 90 days and then going back and examining whether or not what you had laid out for yourself you hit, and if not, or if you did, how? What numbers show that you actually did that? And how can you continue to improve upon it for the next 90 days? Because that's the great thing. If you look at it, we have 4 quarters in a year, which means that there are 4 90-day periods. So you should be continuing to build upon that every time your 90-day ends and making sure that your metrics are in line with where you are trying to go, which is why it is so important that you reverse engineer your revenue and understand where you are trying to go with your business so that your focus is on that and you can make sure that you are also getting those goals done and continuing to grow your business the way that you set forth to do so.